George Orwell, 1984. So check out my wild George Orwell 1984 finds. And check out the all seeing eye here on the front cover. 1984 is a dystopian social science fiction novel and cautionary tale written by English writer George Orwell. It was published on the 8th of June 1949 by Secker and Warburg as Orwell's ninth and final book, completed in his lifetime. How interesting. In numerology, the number 9 represents completion, as it's the last of the single-digit numbers, which are known as cardinal numbers in numerology, and the highest in value. He died shortly after he released his ninth and final book as well. So Orwell, he wasn't born George Orwell, he was born Eric Arthur Blair. Eric Arthur Blair, known by his pen name George Orwell, was an English novelist, essayist, journalist, and critic. His work is characterized by lucid prose, biting social criticism, total opposition to totalitarianism, and outspoken support of democratic socialism. Orwell was simply a member of the Society of Jesus, guys. So I always talk about Revelation 13:18. Revelation 13:18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 636, guys. 666. Well, check this out. 1,318, like Revelation 13:18, plus 666 gets you 1,984, like 1984. How insane. And obviously 1984 was the title of George Orwell's most iconic book, which basically foreshadowed the world right now. I read the book 1984, I found it very interesting. Read it years ago though, before it's all playing out right now. And I also read Animal Farm, which I also believe was an amazing book. I actually taught about that book when I was an English teacher. And now I just realized what those books were, just foreshadowing future events. It's what they do. These Masons, Jesuits, they have to tell you their plan. And they'll do it in things like books, guys, or in movies, where you're in a relaxed state of mind. When you're in a relaxed state of mind, guys, predictive programming, they'll tell you what's going to happen. And they'll even do it decades in advance. So I was thinking, why did he change his name from Eric Arthur Blair? Sounds like a decent name, that, to be honest, especially for an author. Why did he change his name from Eric Arthur Blair to George Orwell? Well, it's all connected to gematria, guys. George Orwell gets you 142, 70, and 56. Coronavirus gets you 142, 70, and 56. And I'll confirm that for you now, guys. How insane. 3 out of the same 4 ciphers. George Orwell and coronavirus. So George Orwell died 227 days after 1984 was published. 1984 was published, guys, June the 8th, 1949, and Orwell died January the 21st, 1950. The span between those 2 dates, guys, is 227 days. 227. A huge, huge number. Because 227, guys, is the 49th prime number. 1984 was released in 1949. The word revelation, I was talking about Revelation 13:18. Revelation gets you 49. Revelation gets you 121. Orwell died on 121, guys. This code is just next level. This is why I say I like decoding sports, but this stuff, there's very few people in the world that can do what I do and put these numbers together. Orwell, guys, this guy was a Nazi. He was a member of the Society of Jesus, and people idolize him and look up to him because they believe he was ahead of his time. He's even got a little Hitler tash. Look here with the BBC, British bullshit channel. Just like David Icke, he worked with the BBC and Orwell. It's just a joke, but let me continue. Bring this scumbag down. So Pope Francis became the Pope, guys, on 49 date numerology, and I always discuss how he's connected to Revelation. He became the Pope on 3/13/2013. And when you add up those four numbers, you get 49. 227 is so big because 22, which is a master number, divided by 7, gets you 3.14, which is pi, which is the infinite number that the Jesuits are obsessed with. And when you type in Revelation 5:6, guys, like 56, like George Orwell gets you 56, Society of Jesus gets you 56, coronavirus gets you 56, Pope gets you 56. When you type in Revelation 5:6 into the Gematrinator, you get 2027, guys, like 227, like 227. 227, the 49th prime, 1984, released in 49. Francis became the Pope on 49 date numerology. The word revelation gets you 49. So Orwell's birth name was Eric Arthur Blair. Eric Arthur Blair gets you 82. Now check this out. 1984 was released on 82 date numerology pure. And the word COVID, guys, the word COVID gets you 82. And Orwell was born on 53 date numerology pure, guys. He was born June the 25th, 1903. I'll confirm that. June the 25th, 1903. He was born on 53 date numerology pure. And the word COVID gets you 53. Guys, Orwell was just a member of the Society of Jesus. The book 1984 just foreshadowed what's going on right now, this Orwellian world that we're living in. It's so obvious. It's so unbelievably obvious. 1984 was released on a date that can be written 6/8. And the term coronavirus was coined in 1968, guys. The same year that 9/11 became the emergency dialing code for the US. And 33 years later, the Twin Towers come down on 9/11. So the date 6/8 can be written 8/6. How interesting when you type in 1984, you get 86, guys. And the next bit is huge. 1984 gets you 266. And Pope Francis is the 266th Pope. Kobe Bryant was drafted on 26/6, guys. The 26th of June. Kobe is connected to Revelation. That's why his highest scoring game was in his 666th game. It's why he had a 666 workout plan. It's why he's so perfectly synced with Pope Francis. So, like I said, 1984 equals 266, and Pope Francis is the 266th Pope. And who was the Pope when coronavirus was declared to be a global pandemic? It was him. And remember, the first Western country to be hit by the virus was Italy, where Francis resides. Francis resides in the Vatican in Rome. Guys, coronavirus was declared to be a global pandemic on 11/3. Kobe Bryant gets you 113. He was drafted round 1, pick 13, like 113. He made his NBA debut November the 3rd, 11/3, guys. The US election was November the 3rd, 11/3, guys. And 1 + 9 + 8 + 4, like 1984, equals 22. And we're in the 22nd year of the century, guys. And Orwell's 1984 book is no longer a science fiction book. Just know the word satanic gets you 22. Kobe's highest scoring game was on 122. He was drafted in the 50th NBA draft, and he died on 67 date numerology pure. He's connected to Revelation. It's not just some superstar basketball player. He's connected to Revelation, and it's playing out right now, guys. If you've not read the Bible, I recommend that you read it, because Revelation is playing out. It's playing out right in front of our eyes. It's playing out every day in all these sports games, in the mainstream media. And people are ignoring it, or they're just completely oblivious to it. Again, this code is exceptional. I prefer doing codes like this, guys, than Decoding Sports Daily, because this is mind-blowing stuff. I loved reading this book. I loved reading Animal Farm so much. And like I said, it's just predictive programming, both of them. This guy here, guys, was an absolute fraud, a con artist, a sicko, satanic, truly satanic. People will think he's a genius. Guys, Revelation gets you 121 and he dies on 121. Come on. Just know that 121, guys, the square root is 11 times 11. Those master numbers, 11 plus 11 gets you 22. We're in 2022. And the world's falling apart, basically. Pretty much everything he said would happen is happening right now. If you haven't read Orwell's book, guys, read it. Okay? You have to read this book. You have to read it. I can't believe that he released 9 books, 9 the number of completion, and then he dies right afterwards. He dies right afterwards. 1984, there's a few people who believe Obama's the Antichrist. The guy was born August the 4th, 84. In 1984, civilization has been ravaged by world war, civil conflict, and revolution. He talks about Big Brother. Basically, our every move being watched, constant surveillance, the thought police. This is all happening now, guys. Why people like me get the videos deleted. Everything that Orwell said would happen in his book 1984 is happening. And we need to stop it. We need to stop it, guys. Because it's getting out of hand now. Look at this, hidden microphones, hidden cameras, spying on you through your TV. Read this book. Also read Animal Farm. And you'll see how they foreshadow what's going to happen. Come on, man. It's just truly insane. Totalitarianism, it's happening. Repressive regimentation of people and behaviors within society, it's happening, guys. It's all happening. He said it would happen and it's happening. It's not just because he was ahead of his time or he was a genius or he was an incredible writer like people say about the people who write for The Simpsons. No, they know what's going to happen because they're Masons and they plan stuff decades in advance. They're masters of psychology. They look down on us. They truly look down on us. And we're amazing, guys. We're amazing people and we don't know it because we've been limited. We've been truly limited. Doublethink, thought police, thought crime, newspeak. You can't speak against the mainstream, can you? You can't. You can't. You either get labelled to be a conspiracy theorist for not agreeing with the mainstream, or they just basically delete your work. They delete your platform. And it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse, guys. And we're just sitting back and letting it happen every single day, thinking nothing of it, thinking everything's going to go back to normal. It's not. Unless we truly do start a revolution and we do create our own system and we do see through all the bullshit. Otherwise, guys, we will not have a mind of our own. And you have to think about, do you control your own mind or is your mind being controlled? You have to ask yourself that question. I'll leave it there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This was an amazing video to do. I really do believe I've revealed a lot of amazing information, guys. And once again showing you that revelation is playing out. And people just don't want to accept it. Well, it's about time you start accepting it. Much love, guys. Peace.